Welcome aboard, everyone. We're taking off in northern Botswana today. How many people have been to Africa before? A few, I see. A few, not bad. For the rest of you, I'd like to welcome you to your first trip to Africa. And we're going to have a good time today. We're going to see some pretty exciting animals out in the rough, but safety is first. And as a general rule, I'd like to ask you not to disturb the animals. In a zoo, they might ask you not to feed the animals, but out here, I'll ask you just to keep your hands to yourself so that you don't become the food for the animals. Alright, now that we're all settled in, we can begin to take in the scenery around us. We're traveling along the Chobe River today, with Botswana on one side and Namibia on the other. Keep your eyes peeled, and we'll see if we can find some interesting animals along the way. Alright, look over there. We see our first African elephant off in the distance. It looks like he just crossed the river ahead of us. As you can see, the water line making it look like he's got two different colors along his body. African elephants will spend a lot of time in the water around here, as the temperature, as you can tell, is pretty hot outside. So being such large animals as they are, they can get pretty overheated, so the water becomes their friend around here, keeping them cool. Now that we've moved in a little closer, we can start to appreciate the sheer size of this animal. Not only is he the largest animal in Africa, but he's the largest land animal in the entire world. He makes his Asian elephant cousins look small. Apart from their size, the only differing factor that you can really tell from the outward appearance is their differing shape in the ear. An Asian elephant has a more round ear, whereas you can see the African elephant's ear looks, well, somewhat like Africa itself. While this male is off walking alone, it's often the families with the mother and children that we see moving as a herd. Babies only are born once every 2 to 4 years, so it's quite rare to see a newborn elephant walking along with a herd. These elephants can become very territorial and possibly end up charging, but as you can see with those folks over there, the elephants tend to be pretty docile and they let us get pretty close most of the time. There are a few around here that are known to be mean and naughty, but we stay away from them as best we can. But notice there, a giraffe hiding in his sleek camouflage in the background. Giraffes are the world's tallest mammals, thanks to their towering legs and long necks. A giraffe's legs alone are taller than many humans at about 6 feet or even more. Their legs allow them to run up to 35 miles an hour and maintain a steady speed of 10 miles an hour over a long distance. Typically, these animals roam the open grasslands in groups of about 6, but occasionally you'll see one off alone by itself, roaming, foraging for food, and keeping his eyes clear in the sky looking for potential predators that may roam nearby. A giraffe's height can also be a disadvantage, though. It is difficult and dangerous for a giraffe to drink at any hole, and to do so they must spread their legs and bend down in a very awkward position, making them vulnerable because they can no longer see for predators roaming around looking for a meal. Hey everyone, we're going to come in here real slow and quiet like. I think we can expect some lions just up ahead. Well, there's a pair now. Notice how calm they are, used to these vehicles roaming around all the time. But don't forget what I mentioned at the beginning of the tour. Should you separate from the vehicle, it would only take a matter of seconds before those lions were on you like a zebra. Now, I don't mean to scare you, but to reinforce how powerful the hunter instinct of the king of the jungle truly is. If you're not familiar, it's the male lions only that have the large, hairy mane around their head. Just how size can be intimidating for humans, the male lion gets more respect with a larger mane. But respect won't go far if you can't back it up with some fight. The male lions lead the pride and protect, while the females hunt and do most of the cub rearing. These two male lions, brothers in fact, just brought down a meal together. It looks as though they've been eating for quite a while. Lion prides used to exist all across Africa, Asia, and parts of Europe, but today they are only found in sub-Saharan Africa. They have become a vulnerable species in recent decades, and we should best our efforts to keep them from becoming endangered. Alright everyone, keep your eyes peeled.
Oh look! Over there! In the water!
Oh yes, a crocodile! These reptiles are an extremely interesting species with a notorious reputation around Africa. A woman washing her clothes on the water edge may as well be a drinking wildebeest to them. These crocs, Africa's largest crocodilia, can grow up to 20 feet and weigh well over 1,000 pounds. They live throughout sub-Saharan Africa in rivers, marshes, and swamps, often hiding just beneath the surface of the water, waiting for large prey or fish to get close enough for a bite. Don't let their stillness fool you. If you get too close, or when a prey gets close, these guys will move extremely fast in a short period of time just to get that one crucial bite. A bite that has a force of up to 5,000 pounds per foot, easily making it the most powerful jaw on the planet. This crocodile is thermoregulating, keeping his body within the proper range of temperature. If he gets too hot in the sun or too cold in the water, his metabolic function will decrease and he won't be able to perform at the high level needed to catch prey. Well, that about does it for today, folks. We're making our way back now to camp. As we walk through here, notice the enormous termite mounds and the vegetation devastation that the elephants have caused in this area, making it much less dense than it used to be. All in all, everyone, I hope you've enjoyed your time on safari today. I've certainly enjoyed meeting you and showing off my favorite animals. Be sure to join me again on your next wildlife adventure.